Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to you all. The Coder Dash here. Sorry for the late upload. I've just come back from holiday and I had to rack my brains to find a video idea. This video may be a little less cheery than my other videos, but first, I just want to ask if you can follow me on Twitch, so I'm going to start streaming my attempts of beating my first demon. The link is simple, twitch.tv/Dakota Dash, but I'll put it in the description of this video just in case. Now, back to the video. So, if you've been living under a rock, the UK has finally started to implement the Online Safety Act. This received royal assent on the 26th of October in 2023, but it's only just started being implemented as of 17th of March 2025, simply just protecting users from illegal content online, and 25th July 2025, which is what I want to focus on today. According to gov.uk, the UK government's official website, they say platforms are now required to use highly effective age assurance to prevent children from accessing pornography or content that encourages self-harm and the like. I'm sure you know this means certain websites having age verification software to scan IDs or faces. On this page, which I will link in the description, there is also a link to an Online Safety Act explainer. Clicking this link leads to a 14-part essay. Parts read, what does the Act do, who the Act applies, how the Act is implemented, the new offences that the Act is introduced, types of content the Act tackles, and other sections naming how it will protect certain individuals and tackle certain types of content. Scrolling down to how the Online Safety Act has been implemented, among other things, it reads platforms that publish their own pornographic content, known as Part 5 services, must take steps immediately to introduce robust age checks that meet Ofcom's guidance. I'm sure this could mean facial scans or even identification card scans. As well as this, in part, adults will have more control over the things that they see. It reads, adult users of such services will be able to verify their identity and access tools which enable them to reduce the likelihood that they see content from non-verified users and prevent non-verified users from interacting with their content. If I ignore the bit about verifying their identity means facial ID card scanning, this is still not the greatest outcome you want from social media. Social media platform where people who don't verify are suddenly blocked from interacting with the content they want is kind of mad. I'm sure everyone has lied about their age for something. For example, on Snapchat, I've told them that I'm 25. Can you imagine if because I haven't verified my age, I'm just blocked from chatting with my friends? One question I do have is if unverified users can still access other unverified users' content in this case. That's unrelated and quite frankly, very incredibly boring to talk about. A bit lower on the page, it says Category 1 services, named as larger user-to-user services, will also need to proactively offer adult users optional tutorials at first opportunity to help them reduce the likelihood that they will encounter certain types of illegal content. Then they go on to list content, promotes or provides instructions for self-harm and the like. This I agree with, and in general I think this content should be weighed down a lot more. Then it says, these tools also apply to abusive and hate content, including where such content is racist, anti-Semitic, homophobic, or misogynist. See, I'm pretty sure there's already something that combats this called the report button, and surely that's already easy to access. My honest opinion, if you get so offended by something, either report it if it's on this list, or just leave it be, because getting angry over rage bait is actually quite ironic. And if you're too lazy to hit three dots and a report button, just get off social media and go get some exercise. And I'm sorry for people who are chill about the content they watch, because I'm the same. Even if something bites me the wrong way, I doubt I'll report it unless it's borderline pornographic content. On the part age-appropriate experiences for children online, it reads, the Act requires social media companies to enforce their age limits consistently and protect their child users. Now, quite frankly, if this means scanning their faces to access sites is protecting child users, that is a bunch of bullshit. Scanning children's faces is not protecting them. Depending on whether the database shares these images can be a complete breach of privacy. And if the database stores these, there could be a data breach. If there is a data breach, the 68.35 million people in the UK will have their faces and possibly the driver's license, bank cards, and all of this will be leaked to the public. Having bank card, driver's license details, and even their face could mean that any of these people could have their data leaked, could easily have their identities stolen. As well as this, the UK government has had data breached before. They've been data breached before, and we, as consumers, are supposed to trust them with our faces and our ID. Annoyingly, American sites aren't safe from this. The Act gives Ofcom the power they need to take appropriate action against all companies in scope, no matter where they are based, where services have relevant links within the UK. This means services with a significant number of UK users. This is a big problem. Sites with a significant number of UK users could be any social media site, major shopping sites, and more content across the world. Anyway, that's enough of the Online Safety Act and legal jargon, so I've been staring at the government's font for at least 45 minutes and it's hurting my eyes. I'm sure we've all heard of Collective Shout. That's a lie. I literally had to ask ChatGPT for their name because I forgot it. But nevertheless, we all know what Collective Shout is. In July, Collective Shout, horrible name by the way, launched a campaign to payment process to cut off financial services to platforms like Steam and itch.io, hosting games with sexual violence themes I'm not going to talk about this platform, because quite frankly, it disgusts me and it will also get me banned off this platform when I can't even be demonetized yet. Steam then had to remove hundreds of games deemed NSFW by Collective Shout, even games that were legal and not entirely and explicitly pornographic. This offended many people, as Collective Shout also got titles with themes like LGBTQ+, identity, and mental health taken down, which were not inherently inappropriate, even titles with no pornographic or sexual content in whatsoever. People were incredibly mad, as some of the games removed weren't even pornographic in the slightest, only including things like abuse, survival, and trauma. As well as this, indie devs suddenly lost access to any audience they may have procured through their game's lifecycle. Many people, including me, feel like this is almost dystopian, that a random activist group no one has heard of before could pressure major companies into taking down people's life's work without any warning. This basically means companies really can just dictate what is allowed in digital storefronts, meaning these companies can decide what art you're allowed to make. It's undemocratic, and it leaves me to wonder, what is next? They're going to take down my video right here because they deem it offensive that I call their organization name horrible. They're going to take down religious content as the Bible has dark themes they deem offensive. A world where random activist groups in countries nowhere near me can manage the media that I consume is not a world we should tolerate. Thank you for watching my video, hope you liked it, and if you did, consider subscribing, as we are so close to 200 subs. I will link the Online Safety Act explainer in the description, and follow my new Twitch, twitch.tv/thecoded. Thanks, and have a great day.